Hello students, good morning. Let us continue our next topic, sources of history. Page number 9, 10, 11, 12. In the previous sessions, we already discussed about history and what are the mystery of 5 W's and 1 H. Let us move further. Sources of history. History is studied not through one particular method but through many. It is the responsibility of historians to study. Historians means a person or professional who studies history and comes up with new discoveries and facts. Historians to study, interpret and represent past events in their purest form. Historians study records which act as sources of history. There are two main sources of history, archaeological and literary. Okay, let us see what are the archaeological sources of history. First of all, fossils, artifacts, coins, monuments, burial sites, inscriptions and edicts. Literary sources, religious literature and secular literature. So, now we will go through what are the archaeological sources one by one. First of all, we will discuss about what is meant by archaeological sources. The clues to history lie hidden in various archaeological sources, remains of people and organisms that lived in the past, such as fossils of animals and plants, old buildings and remains of ancient civilization, tools, implements and coins of ancient times, inscriptions and edicts found and old monuments, coins, parchments, etc. The study of these sources is called archaeology, and the people who specialize in unearthing and understanding these sources are called archaeologists. Okay, now you understood what is the archaeological sources meaning. Now we go through one by one. First of all, fossils. Fossils are imprints, means a mark or outline on a surface of a stone or a rock of animals, plants and humans found on rocks. The creation of fossils, which are generally millions of years old, starts when a dead organism is buried. It leaves the shape of its hard body parts such as bones and skull on rocks, which are preserved, means maintained by layers and layers of soil. The archaeologist excavate, means make a hole or channel to take out fossils from under the earth and study them. The study of fossils has brought forward the existence of some amazing creatures millions of years ago, means state of living of amazing creatures millions of years ago. The most impressive one is the dinosaur. Okay. Next, artifacts. Artifacts are man-made objects such as pottery, jewelry, seals, tools and implements. Implements means utensils. The study of artifacts reveals, means gives a secret information about how people of a particular civilization lived. For example, some archaeologists believe that the carving on some seals found in the Indus Valley civilization is of Pashupati. This finding suggests that the people of the Indus Valley civilization were Hindus. Similarly, parts of tools and implements, utensils, considered to have been used by hunter-gatherers, means the early men who were dependent on hunting and gathering foods for food, have been found in many excavations. These tools show their lifestyle, occupation, social environment, etc. Next is coins. Coins are the most important source of history. They throw a great deal of light on the times they belong to. The earliest Indian coins are called punchmarked coins. They are so called because these coins, mostly made of silver, had symbols of the sun, mountains, chariots, animals, etc. punched on them. Why we call these coins punch-marked coins? Because they made of silver and also had a symbols of the sun, mountains, or chariots, animals, etc. Okay. Then later coins had images of kings, deities, and socio-political events depicted on them, helping the archaeologists to trace the history of a particular time period. The metal used for making coins also gives an insight into the economic condition of the dynasty or the country belonged to, means how they were rich. Next is monuments. Historical structures which tell us about the life and types of people of an era gone by are called monuments. They not only give us an insight into the architectural style of adopted by different dynasties, but also tell us a lot about the social and religious practices of the people of those kingdoms. For example, the Taj Mahal used the Mughal style of architecture, and it also shows that the Mughals were a wealthy race who spent a lot of resources in constructing these monuments. This means they were very interesting. Mughals were a wealthy race who spent a lot of resources in constructing these monuments. Means Mughals were more interested in constructing like these monuments. Next is burial sites. These are small or big pieces of land which are used for burying dead people. The remains discovered from these sites help the archaeologists to learn about the people of particular region, means district, at a particular time. In many excavations in North India, remains of human have been found along with jewelry and pieces and other objects. This proves that much like their Egyptian counterparts, these people also believed in afterlife and importance of buried objects along with the dead so as to make their afterlife comfortable. Lastly, inscriptions and edicts. The written records on hard surfaces such as walls, stones, caves, metals, and pillars are called inscriptions, while the engravings, means prints of royal messages, are called edicts. Many kings got records engraved which not only tell us about the kings or their kingdoms but also about their religious beliefs, their military conquest, and the likes. Inscriptions and edicts are one of the most reliable sources, means trusted sources of history, as they come in their original form as depicted by the rulers and are not dependent on any interpretation, means explanation. Okay, these all archaeological sources. We will discuss our next source, that is literary sources, in next session. I hope you all understood up to this much. Today you read page number 9, 10, 11, then you can understand easily. Okay, thank you.